Today is fight night, and we are some hours away from the anticipated showdown between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. This is a sanctioned fight via the Texas Athletic Commission. And the fight, from what I have saw, my time starts around maybe 5:15ish, something like that. I don't know what's the first fight on the card, but I know the co-main event will be Amanda Serrano's Katie Taylor too. And I'm looking forward to that fight. I'm more excited about that fight than I am the main event. Now, I'm curious about it. A lot of people are going to tune in just out of pure curiosity. And then there's people that know Mike Tyson. He's a global icon. He is a household name. Even if you are not synonymous or familiar with boxing, there's two names when you think of boxing. And this is just real talk. When you think of boxing, there's two names that you think of. The last name, Tyson and Ali. That's just real talk. Not as far as weight class, just synonymous with boxing, period. And a lot of people are worried about what's going to happen. A lot of people think that Mike Tyson may do the Jacques Cousteau, may do the deep sea dive. Then some people think Mike Tyson will go back to basics. Vintage Mike Tyson. Go in there and seek and destroy and destroy Jake Paul. What I do find, interesting is that a lot of people are rooting for Mike Tyson in this fight. A lot of people. Jake Paul is looked as the heel in this fight. Because from a generational perspective, a lot of people, a lot of old schoolers, they don't like what Jake Paul represents. Arrogance, disrespect, entitlement. So a lot of people are going to be rooting for Mike Tyson. Now, post-fight, I'm going to speak on something that I'm glad they didn't make an issue concerning Mike Tyson, and I appreciate that. I'm going to be curious, how this fight does as far as viewership go. And like I said, Netflix evaluates success based off watch hours. And I think a lot of people are going to tune in. Even the people that say they don't give a damn about this fight, they don't want to watch this fight, they don't care for this fight. Just out of curiosity, people are going to tune in. You're going to have the people, the old school Mike Tyson fans. I'm vintage boxing. So, I was born in 74. So, I seen boxing when it was in its heyday, when it was at its peak, from, the late 70s all the way into the 80s, into the 90s. But somehow, some way, boxing began to lose its way. It's not as popular as it once was, but I'll save that for another video. Now, everybody is wondering what is going to happen. I'm going to tell you something, and this is just real talk. Despite Mike Tyson's age, Mike Tyson going to always be looked at as Mike Tyson. And that's just the bottom line. And I think it'll be a very dark day in boxing if he loses to somebody like Jake Paul. Now, it's okay that Mike Tyson has losses, previously, before his retirement, because they were boxers. But you don't want Mike Tyson to lose to somebody like Jake Paul, because I just think it'll be another dark day in boxing for Mike Tyson to lose to a content creator, influencer, So it's a lot on the line. I'm not going to say a lot is on the line, but some things are on the line, because there's going to be people that's just going to say, hey, Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson. And there's going to be people that's not going to take into account that Mike Tyson is 58 years old. They're just going to look at it as Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson. Will Jake Paul get any respect if he beats Mike Tyson? Probably not from boxing purists. It's gonna probably be even worse for him. And I think to a certain degree, Jake Paul is gonna be despised. I think a lot of boxers are gonna want a piece of him if he gets past Mike Tyson, especially if he knocks Mike Tyson out. But I want to get back to Mike Tyson as a whole, because I'm gonna tell you, February of 1990 was one of the darkest days of boxing, when Mike Tyson abruptly, unexpectedly lost to James Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas was like a 64. I'm talking about he was a absurd. I'm talking about he was a absurd underdog. I'm talking about, if there is a such thing as a time machine, if it has been invented and they don't want us to know about it, if you took $80,000 and bet it on Buster Douglas to win against Mike Tyson, which they probably would think you was absurd. They'd think you was nuts. You wouldn't even be having this conversation. You would be set for life pretty much. But going back to 1990, that was just like the darkest day in boxing. It was like boxing was on pause. It was, I'm talking about, people were shocked. And I remember watching that when it first happened. I can tell you right now, that was just like, my heart dropped, because at the end of the day, Mike Tyson, he was must-see TV. Mike Tyson, along with Michael Jordan, they were the two most, well, it was the three Mikes. It was Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, and Michael Jackson. All of those dudes were at the peak of their careers. And then Mike Tyson abruptly, shockingly, lost to Buster Douglas. I was like, I think I was 15 going on 6. Yeah, I was 15 going on 16. And I remember watching it. I remember watching it. I was living off 35th Ave in Oakland. And me and my brother was just watching this fight when it first started. We was like, man, Mike Tyson will blow this dude out probably 4 rounds tops. And then it never happened. You started to see Buster Douglas picking away, just hitting Mike Tyson, hitting him with the jab, hitting him with uppercuts. He was just like, all right, so we thought, okay, he'll get it together. And it just never happened. Now, we could talk about the controversial round where you can make an argument that Mike Tyson actually knocked Buster Douglas out and it was a late count, but that's neither here or there. But when you saw Buster Douglas hit Mike Tyson with that uppercut, and then Mike Tyson goes down, he barely can put his mouthpiece in his mouth. His mouthpiece is crooked. I'm talking about these days. Like I said, boxing went dark. It was one of the most shocking moments in sports. And something went with Mike Tyson. Something left boxing the moment that happened. Yes, there's a such thing as upsets, but that type of upset, I know you could talk about Leon Spinks and Muhammad Ali, but Muhammad Ali was aging at that time when he lost to Leon Spinks. That was a aging Muhammad Ali. Mike Tyson was at his peak. Mike Tyson wasn't even 30. And to see him lose to Buster Douglas like that, you just couldn't believe it. So that's why if he loses, I do not want to see a meme of Mike Tyson laid out. I hope Mike Tyson goes in there and performs best to his capabilities. Even a 58-year-old Mike Tyson should be able to handle Jake Paul. Jake Paul is slow. He's slow. He's mechanical. He can't fight on the inside, where Mike Tyson can. And we all know what Jake Paul is doing. Jake Paul keeps saying, well, he wants respect and, you know, he needs to get respect. Listen, you'll get respect, Jake Paul, when you fight somebody that's under the age of 40 as a professional boxer. You know, he gets upset when people brings that up because he think he could get in people's head by trying to make them feel like, hey, you don't know what you're talking about and that you're out of line. And it's just simple mathematics. It's just simple logic why people are not giving you your credit, because we see your pattern. So that's the problem. So I'm just saying. Well, I mean, I already know about the Tommy Fury guy. Tommy Fury is a part-time fighter. We want to see him fight somebody that's like the caliber of David Benavidez. We want to see him fight somebody like that. I mean, I already said years ago that Jake Paul would lose to a halfway decent boxer, professional boxer. And he did. We want to see Jake Paul fight somebody the caliber. I'm talking about a actual full-time fighter. And I just don't think he would do that. He would never get in the ring with David Benavidez. He would never get in the ring with Arthur Beterbiev. All this stuff about Canelo, seeing Canelo as a money grab. And then due to the fact that he's well over 200 pounds, so what weight class would he even fight? What weight class would he even fight Canelo at? So I'm just saying. I spoke to Andre Ward. I asked him about that behind the scenes. It would take a lot of money for Andre Ward to entertain the thought of doing something like that, but Andre Ward would beat the living hell out of Jake Paul. Even at 40, Andre Ward would beat the hell out of Jake Paul. Andre Ward has secured his legacy, and he worked for it, and he likes his legacy being intact. I just don't think Andre Ward would participate in a circus fight like that, because he values his reputation. His reputation means a lot to him, but it would take some tall money to get Andre Ward to entertain the thought of something like that. Now, I could tell you right now, and I wasn't supposed to say this, but possibly you could hear a call out for Jake Paul if he wins tonight. I'm not going to say who's going to call him out, but you could expect a call out of Jake Paul if he gets past Mike Tyson. Now, let's see if this particular person Jake Paul will have the guts to get in the ring with. I doubt it, but let's see what happens. But I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people are asking me about this. Some people are asking me, can they come through to watch the fight? And I was like, yeah, come through. So I got a couple of pizzas on deck and some wings and stuff. Something slight. Um, I don't know where you at, Gary. If you are in the West Coast, the undercard starts at around. If you in the West Coast like me, the undercard's supposed to start around 5:15. If you are in Central Time, what is that? If you Midwest Time, that would be 7:15. If you in the East Coast, that'll be around 8:15. So they expect probably the main event. Probably, if everything goes according to plan, probably maybe at best it'll start around, depending on how long these fights last, probably to start around, maybe, just to be safe. If you only want to see the main event or the co-main event, I would probably tune in around. I would tune in around maybe 7:45 Pacific time. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, so that's correct. So that's about 2 hours. So yeah, but I talked to my boss. He gonna let us leave like around. He said he'll let us leave around 3 because he want to watch the fight himself. So we're gonna try to shut down and finish at least today's work around 3 because he said he's gonna because he know it take me 2 hours to get home in traffic. So you know he's being courteous of me and knowing that with the traffic it take me around 2 hours. So will I be going live, you guys? Probably not. But what I will do, I'll do a live in between matches. So stay tuned. But yeah, I really hope Mike Tyson pulls this off because, like I said, I do not want to see memes of Mike Tyson even at 50, 58 getting laid out. Hopefully, but here's the thing, you guys. I guarantee you, if Jake Paul gets laid out, they ain't gonna be no memes of him hardly. But but guess what? I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna make one. Oh yeah, Ben Chris, yo Instagram is fire, bro. Yo Instagram is fire. But I will probably do some lives, like I said, in between fights before the walkout. So just stay tuned, you guys. I may be doing a panel. I'll talk to 7-8. I'll talk to 2 Raw. So we'll see. But anyway, you guys, talk to y'all later. Out.